Yeah.
Edward, how you doing?
Good, thanks, Alan.
It's good to see you once again.
Yeah, thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah. So before we begin the program, it's always wise to do a fitness testing session.
Right.
Just to get a level of where you are at certain tests.
Yes.
And we'll do some other things like taking your heart rate, blood pressure, working out your BMI, waist and hip ratio. I'll explain them when we're doing them.
Right.
And then followed by a few flexibility tests, then a strength and endurance test, and then a cardiovascular test.
Okay.
We'll try and get it done as quick as we can so you can get out of here. It's not everyone's favourite thing to do, but it's got to be done just so we can see where we can improve.
Okay.
Alright?
Right.
So we'll start by taking your resting heart rate. So I'll just get you to pop your arm forward like that. Beautiful. And I get your radial pulse here, and we'll just give me a second and steady. So I got 64 beats per minute. Right. And that's pretty good range. Looking between 60 and 90, that's considered normal.
Rest of it.
Yep. Now we're going to move on to a blood pressure
Right.
test. Have you ever done one of these before?
Once I think.
Okay. I'll get that arm forward, please. Let me know if it's too tight. You feel it squeeze. Did you have a coffee before you came here?
A couple of hours ago.
Okay. Because that does sometimes raise your blood pressure up a little bit. Okay. I don't think that's great. So, got the systolic and diastolic readings there. I'm not sure that's correct because this machine is not being all that reliable lately. But nothing to worry about there, I believe. Alright, well let's measure your height. I remember the last time we did that.
Well, probably a long time ago.
Could you guess how tall you are? Just stand up here.
Six.
Alright. Yeah. And now I'm just getting your weight. Sorry. Keep you standing up.
That's alright. Part of the exercise.
Yep, stand on it, yeah. Wonderful. So we use the weight and height measurements and then you divide them together and then that will give you a BMI rating. Right. So healthy ranges are up to 24. Okay. So that's what we got there. Now we'll do waist and hip measurements, and this is another way to test your excess fat area around the abdomen area, which is a good indication of your risk of cardiovascular disease.
Yep.
I'll tell you the measurements that are considered normal. Can you please hold that? Thank you. and just put your arms to your side, yeah, and feet together, and just relax. So hold there. Just get your hip. Get you to hold that. Thank you. Wonderful. But yeah, this is a good indication of how much extra you might be carrying in the midsection if that's your case.
Right.
And yeah. We can compare it back to these later on down the track. After you've done some sessions and 6 months or so, we'll just show you the results, compare them, and then usually it gives you a lot of motivation to keep going because you see the results.
Okay.
Alright, so that's all of those tests. Now I'm going to just get you to pop up over here. Actually, this is one on the table, so I just need to clear. This one's called the Thomas test.
Right. I just do have a sore ankle. I had it quite a few years ago.
Yes, I have seen in your records.
A little
that
bit.
You've had
mobile.
Yeah, sure. We'll be cautious with that, with some tests we're doing today.
Right.
I may have to change some up so we don't cause you any stress.
Yes.
But if I could, I'll get you to come over here. Actually, make sure this doesn't topple over. Maybe you just pop up on there. And then slide your legs to that side, that edge.
Right.
And put your
Hang them up.
back of your knees hanging over there. Yeah. Now pop back here.
Lay there.
Yeah. And now bring your knees up and hold your knees up. Like crouch up.
Oh, right.
Like this.
Yes.
Yeah. And hold your knees. That way. And now we're going to start with your left one. So you hold on to your right.
Yeah.
And you drop this one down to hang over. Wonderful. So we're getting the length or the angle from your hip,
Right.
and then your knee,
Okay.
and your hip's looking pretty good. Because when people have restricted motion, they tend to go up like that.
Right.
Okay, now you can try the other leg.
Alright. So, up.
Yep. And that one's probably not quite very flexible. Let's have a look over this side. Hang on there. Pop your head back, please. Yep. Okay. Much the same on both sides. Now the lying hamstring test. So get you to come down here. Just got to get the dog out of the office. Yep. Just lie down there.
Okay.
This one's like, the hamstring test. So pop down your head. Yep. And now you're going to lift up one leg, keeping this one
Right.
down, keeping your leg straight. We're going to have to keep your leg a little
This
bit
leg straight.
straighter. Yeah.
Right.
As far as you can go and hold. Yeah, that's not bad. Thank you. Let's try your other leg. Can you come back down? Your right leg lifted as you did that, so let's try and avoid that. Alright. Bit less flexion there.
Feels it.
Alright, we're getting through it. You can stay down there actually. This is a shoulder flexion test. So, hop back down again, head to the ground.
Yes.
Now we're going to have your hands in front. Put your hands quite close together and just, I'll explain it before you do it.
Okay.
And then you come up and you're wanting to keep your arms as close to your head as possible.
Right.
And this is to measure your shoulder flexibility. Nice and slowly. And go all the way to the floor if possible. Wonderful. Come back. Yep, no, you look fine there, so not restricted there at all. Now the sit and reach test, just here. So we can slide this forward. I will get your shoes to come off if that's possible.
Yes, it's fine.
This one we're testing the hamstrings and the lower back. Range of motion of that. So your feet right up to there.
Yep.
Okay. Well, but as you go, I want you to keep your legs on the ground. You put your hands onto here and slide forward as far as you can go.
Right. Won't be very far.
Yep. And you have a couple more goes as you limber up a little bit more. Yeah. Make sure you don't strain yourself too much.
Can't get much there.
Alright, easy. Okay, so I've got two tests that are a little bit more exhausting.
Right.
We'll start with the push-up test. So this is to test for your muscular strength and endurance, targeting your chest, triceps and your shoulders, particularly the front of your deltoid muscle.
Put my shoes on.
Yeah, if you feel more comfortable doing that. How's your ankle feeling at the
Yeah,
moment?
well, it feels alright.
Just a bit niggly.
Yeah.
So we're looking for the perfect form. Hands shoulder width apart. Your forearms stay vertical. Elbows going back and not to the side. And we like to get your chest as low to the ground as possible to make it a perfect full push-up. So we're going to see how many you can do. Go, rightio, in one effort. And just know this is a starting point to look back on and
Yes.
work on
Think
improving.
about right.
Yep.
Oop, it's slippery.
Engage your core. 15, 20.
Yeah, it's got bad.
Beautiful. 21. That's not a bad effort at all. Been doing them out on the farm.
Oh,
haven't you? It's that farmer strength. Alright, now I was going to do the Queen's College test, a step test to measure your cardio, your VO2 max, sorry.
Right.
But since your ankle's not feeling great, we'll chuck you on the bike. We'll make sure that's okay. You'll let me know if it's hurting. But I'm thinking we'll do a 6-minute ride.
Right.
So what your goal is to see how far you can get within that 6 minutes. Little tip is not to go too hard too fast because that'll just exhaust you. So yeah, this just measure your endurance capacity. So
Got your stopwatch?
yes, right here. Thank you, sir. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Seems alright on the angle.
That feel alright?
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. Alright, and that's the 6 minutes up. How do you feel?
Yeah, good. It didn't even seem like 6 minutes.
No. Well done, mate. Pop down, have a drink if you need it. Sure you will after that long sit. I'll get you to take a seat. We'll just talk about where we can go from here. So your goal at the moment is to lose a bit of weight. You've said on your personal profile.
That's right. Yes.
Form. I've had a look over that quite thoroughly. So cardio will definitely be a focus.
Yes.
Cardio-based exercises,
Yeah.
working on both your aerobic and anaerobic systems. So high intensity interval exercise. That's a type of exercise that's quite intense. That is quite good for burning the fat.
Right.
They've got good to do in group classes too because that support. But I'm going to be prescribing sessions for you just to do by yourself, and these will be based on building strength, which will also help with losing weight because muscles helps to burn fat, more muscles. And then in between those sessions, we'll get you to do some kind of aerobic training to help with your cardiovascular health. Get you pushing harder, and then we can come back and do this bike test and see how you're coming along in regards to that. And then maybe if you're getting better, we can even do the step test.
Yeah.
And because that's a good measure of your VO2 max, and it's quite handy to know.
Yeah.
And your flexibility, I'm going to recommend to anyone is just stretching at the end of all your sessions, and even lots of dynamic stretches before your sessions as well. So we'll go through all of that when we do a session together.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna write up a program for you, and we'll get to it as soon as possible.
Sounds great.
Yeah, you can?
Yeah. Excited.
We'll get stuck into it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
It's like I'm Brad Pitt now.